Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. We're straying a little bit from our usual content today. We have some interesting parlor rifles to take a look at. Not military, but very cool nonetheless. So this, for example, is a 22 Flobert single-shot rifle. And the idea with one of these guys is that after dinner, the gentleman and his guests would retire to the parlor with a snifter of cognac and a cigar and a couple of Flobert parlor rifles and just spend the evening plinking indoors. The Flobert cartridge was basically a little 22 caliber bullet and just a primer compound. So you could very easily shoot this indoors without worrying about going through walls and such. You can see the breech block is just this simple hinged block. When you lift it up, it pops your extractor out. And you just drop that down and fire. So, cool piece of indoor practice shooting. We have the same type of thing here in like a dueling style pistol. This particular one is missing its firing pin. You can see it would normally slide into this dovetail. But the same idea, you just have a real simple mechanism. It's a single shot gun, manually load it, and target shoot in the parlor. This sounds like a pretty darn good way to spend an evening to me. Then if you want to get really serious about your practice, instead of the little parlor rifles, you'd of course need to practice shooting your schutzen. These were of course some of the real serious long-range target shooters used rifles like this. Very fancy. Today we basically do the same thing with an on-shoots type of adjustable everything on a rifle. Well, back in the day, the stock would be made custom to fit you. This is what you would use to practice indoors. It's built up to look and feel just like your regular long-range schutzen, but it actually shoots like a 4mm BB. A little simple primer-only cartridge that goes in here, folds in. That's all you have for a lock. This is extremely low pressure. It's basically like a BB gun. And then when you pull the trigger back on the rifle, there's a connecting rod all the way through what appears to be a barrel that comes up here and fires the cartridge right there. So this length here is the only bit of actual barrel that you have in the gun. So your cartridge is sitting in here. This is effectively the chamber, and this little pin, this little pad, is a spring-loaded extractor. So when you fire, you can then pull the case out, drop it, and reload. And like any good practice BB gun, it of course has double set triggers and a very customized stock for a very customized type of shooting sport. So we thought this was just pretty cool to look at. We don't normally see, well, you don't see a lot of schutzen rifles out there much anyway, much less indoor practice versions. I'm left-handed, so this one doesn't quite fit me, but I could get used to shooting something like this. One of the other things you'll often see on rifles like this is a square socket on the back of the tang. And this is to put in your rear peep sight. So the rifle has just an open V notch to use as a sight. But for serious shooting, you really want to have a rear-mounted peep sight and usually a front-mounted hooded post as well. And so you'd put your sight in and tighten it down. And then when you're storing the rifle, you take the sight out to prevent it from getting damaged. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a little look into one of the other worlds of shooting that we don't normally cover a lot of, but very interesting. When we start looking more into gunsmithing and manufacturing, we're going to look a lot at these types of guns, because this is the essence of building a firearm to start with, is learning how to make a good single-shot piece. So stay tuned. As always, we'll have more interesting rifles and pistols, machine guns, and all other types of firearms over at ForgottenWeapons.com. Thanks for watching.